qualify. Find out how you can diversify your savings tax and penalty free today. Call 855-969-GOLD. That's 855-969-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/fax. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional.
People are talking about Don Julio's Mexican restaurant in the Winfield Plaza and Don Julio's Taco Express at number 3 Troy Center, setting the standard for authentic Mexican food and great drinks. Carry out or dine in 7 days a week at both great locations. Stop in or order online for carry out at DonJuliosWinfield.com or DonJuliosTroy.com. Don Julio's Mexican restaurant in the Winfield Plaza and Don Julio's Taco Express at number 3 Troy Center. And don't forget, buy one, get one free on Wednesday in Troy and on Monday in Winfield. That's Don Julio's Mexican restaurant in the Winfield Plaza and Don Julio's Taco Express at number 3 Troy Center. Veteran owned and operated. Bringing great authentic Mexican food home to Lincoln County. Hasta pronto!
Live from the Gateway Fiber Studios, online at gatewayfiber.com. News Radio 105.3, 1280 KYRO Troy. It's 10 o'clock in the Heartland.
Fox News, I'm Pam Puso. Tear gas and rubber bullets in Los Angeles County after another day of anti-ICE protests. President Trump has called in the National Guard.
Officials say more than a dozen people were arrested Saturday, including one who allegedly threw a Molotov cocktail that hit 3 officers.
Fox's Chanley Painter, authorities say some of those arrested have criminal histories. Frosty relations haven't melted between President Trump and Elon Musk following their public online feud.
In an interview with NBC, Trump warning Musk, quote, serious consequences if he donates to Democrats. Trump also told reporters aboard Air Force One he's not interested in repairing the relationship.
That's Fox's Lucas Tomlinson in Bedminster, New Jersey. America's listening to Fox News.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. If you're over 50 and tired of your wireless bill getting higher and higher, there are 4 things to consider. 1, how much data are you really using? As we get older, we use less data on our wireless phone, but you're probably still paying for an unlimited plan that was designed for 20-somethings. 2, if you see Get a Phone on Us, get your sneakers out and run the other way. No one is giving you a free phone. You are paying for that phone over time with an overpriced rate plan and a long-term commitment. 3, check the fine print on that $15 a month plan. It's probably an intro price that'll double or triple later. You might even have to pay for several months of service up front. Number 4, be aware of cable company wireless plans. Most of your usage will be on Wi-Fi instead of 5G, and your calls and battery life could suffer. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide service without the big wireless bill. Our plans start at just $20 a month.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or our stores in Chesterfield, Arnold, or St. Charles. See site for additional facts.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks ending higher for the day and week as strong jobs data eased economic slowdown fears. Employers adding 139,000 jobs in May, above economists' forecast, while the unemployment rate held steady at 4.2%. The jobs report highlights the continued resilience of the labor market amid concerns that tariffs will put a dent into the economy. All 11 of the S&P 500 sectors ending higher, with tech the best performer. Shares of Microsoft rose over 0.5% and again closing at a new record high. The Dow rising 443 points, the Nasdaq higher by 232, S&P 500 up 61. Tesla stock rising 4% and rebounding after the electric vehicle company shares sank 14% on Thursday following the exchange of barbs between CEO Elon Musk and President Trump. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Hillary Barsky, invested in you.
Hey, I'm Trey Gowdy, host of the Trey Gowdy Podcast. Join me every Tuesday as we cover the full range of topics that are on your mind and speak with some brilliant, talented, thoughtful women and men who have excelled in their respective fields and careers. Plus, every Thursday is your turn. You get to be the lawyer and you get to ask the questions about whatever is foremost on your mind.
Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Trust the professionals at Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions. Buying or selling, they'll make your dreams come true. Here's commercial property and development expert Rick Meyer.
Lincoln County has seen tremendous growth, and especially in residential, but along with that brings commercial development opportunities. Meyer & Company Real Estate's really tried to focus, and a lot of my direct focus has been on how can we bring good growth to our area, bring the services that we need. I think there has been a lot of interest by commercial developers to come and bring projects to, and we're right in the middle of it. There is a lot of interest in multifamily apartments or villas. Bottom line, not everybody can afford to buy a new house or find a place of their own on acreage. We really do have a need for multifamily and rental properties, whether it's a retail type operation. We're trying to attract those type businesses to the area as well.
Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions, North Lincoln Drive in Troy, 636-462-5555. Online at MeyerListings.com.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Isaac Lowenkron.
We are moments away from the men's singles final at the French Open between 1 seed Jannik Sinner and 2 seed Carlos Alcaraz. Tonight at 8 Eastern, it's Game 2 of the NBA Finals from Oklahoma City, with the Indiana Pacers leading the Thunder 1-0. In Major League Baseball on Saturday night, Joe Adell hit 2 home runs in the Angels' 8-6 win over Seattle. However, the Mariners' Cal Raleigh also hit 2 home runs in a losing cause. Raleigh now has 26 home runs to lead the majors, 3 more than Shohei Ohtani, who has 23. Caleb Durbin hit the game-winning home run in the bottom of the 9th inning to give the Milwaukee Brewers a 4-3 victory over the San Diego Padres. And the New York Mets won at Colorado 8-1. The Mets with the best record in the National League at 41-24.
News Radio KYRO weather from the Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions Weather Center. Online at MeyerListings.com. Clear sky in Troy. Getting down to 62 overnight tonight. Monday's high will be in the mid-70s. Sky is clear likely. Temperatures in the upper 70s forecast on Tuesday. Currently in Troy it's 68. In Warrenton it's 68 degrees. Perfect homes, commercial real estate or farm ground? Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions. Online at MeyerListings.com. I'm Erica Walters.
Well, good Sunday morning. We are live in the Gateway Fiber Studios of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO, and of course this is Uncensored Wrestling Talk. You know, we are also live on many different platforms. Facebook. We are on the radio station's Facebook, and you can find that at KYRO, 1280 AM, 105.3 FM. Of course, also on the Traveling East Productions Facebook, YouTube, Rumble. Go like and subscribe to those. As well as, of course, on the Uncensored Wrestling Talk Show Facebook page. You know, video broadcast of the shows here on KYRO are brought to you in partnership with Traveling East Productions and made possible by Blue Line Lawn Care and Landscaping, Original Crow Feather Crystal Healing Jewelry, Pickle on the Run, and of course also Country State of Mind Designs. You can find all those awesome businesses on Facebook, Instagram, and X as well. Superfan Tim not here this weekend. HD Daniels is running just a little bit behind. He'll join us here in just a few moments. But in the studio with me right now, making his 4th appearance here on this show, tying the one and only Skylar Sparks. One more appearance and he takes the title from her. He is all day Aiden Riley.
That's right, Sarge. It is all day Aiden Riley. You know the one thing about this is, you know, the one time I decide that I'm going to show up, that stupid idiot superfan Nematode, Tim, whatever his name is, decides to not show up. He wanted to talk all that stuff, and then I finally show up and he's gone.
Yeah.
He's not even, is he even in his state?
He's out of town, that's all I know.
Out of town, probably out of the country, probably just scared.
Well, I mean, myself and, you know, HD as well, we have told him over and over and over again, and you've heard us on the radio show, to telling him to basically stop poking the bear, because eventually the bear's going to reach out with its claws and get you.
You know,
he doesn't listen.
You can only, you know, talk all you want, you know. Keep talking. The more that you talk, the more it's going to hurt when it comes back tenfold.
Yeah. I mean, you're not lying. And now that you've got the backing of the one and only Superstar Steve,
the man, the GOAT,
and you guys have just added monstrous Mike Maverick as well, it's a group that Superfan Tim does not want to keep poking. I mean, it's not a good thing at all.
I don't think anybody should be poking the bear.
I don't poke the bear. I know better.
I think we're about to be building a force that can be unreckoned with.
You guys are doing some huge things, and we're going to get into what happened last night.
Oh, looky here! Look who we got in studio now.
In right now, yes.
Welcome to the show. HD. Welcome.
I'm nursing my wounds.
He is our resident referee. He is Mr. 1, 2, 3.
Yeet.
He's HD Daniels. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Well, a little sore after last night.
I can imagine.
You're sore.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I'm sore. Is that okay?
I guess you can be, yeah.
Well, he's got to run around behind all you guys and keep you guys all in line, and doing the 1, 2, 3, and counting people out from the outside, counting people out in the corners, and it's one heck of a job.
And then the main event.
Yeah,
I went down.
Yeah. And we'll definitely talk about that here in just a little bit as well. And I've already talked about HD, of course, our different feeds that we are live on right now.
Yeah.
But there is something very special that we want to announce right now to everybody else listening. So please take it away.
We have taken upon ourselves to create a Discord server for our listeners and wrestlers, if they choose, to come and chat with us personally anytime that they like. So if you know what Discord is, if you don't know what Discord is, it's an app you can download. You can also just use an internet browser. I'm going to put a link in our Facebook feed today. Anybody can join. We would love it if you could do that. And you have access to us 24/7. We'll talk about anything you want.
Now, have you already gone on to the Discord and let all those folks that we are know that we are live right now?
I will do all of the above while we're on the show. I'll let the world know as well as
you might want to do that right now.
I will.
Discord, because we're about to start getting into some heavy duty things.
I will do it.
But the name of the Discord app chat room is Uncensored Wrestling Talk Show.
Correct. Uncensored Wrestling Talk Show.
And there we are. Last night we had a huge event at the Race Wrestling Arena. It was Overdrive, presented by NWA's World League Wrestling. Some major things coming down the pipe from that show that we're going to definitely get into. The Wranglers, Johnny Joe Black, Bobby Joe Black. We hadn't seen them for a minute. It's been about 4 or 5, maybe 6 months.
Idiots.
That we have seen them. Control yourself, please, Hayden. It'll be all right. It'll be okay. Of course, they did take on, now called The Hard Way. It is Superstar Steve and all day Aiden Riley. I got to ask you, is Big Mike, Monstrous Mike Maverick, is he okay? Because I didn't see him around last night.
Oh, he's doing fine.
Just gave him the night off?
He had the night off, and he's been working on some things. He's fine-tuning some things.
Okay.
We're creating a monster out of that man.
He ain't no lie on that. He is definitely becoming a monster. But yourself and Superstar Steve taking on the Wranglers last night, I've got to say, Aiden Riley, your aggressiveness that you have been displaying has really been coming out more and more over the last 4 or 5 months or so. And you've been with Superstar Steve coming up on a year now, just very few short months or so. What would you say that is some of the biggest things that you've taken away from Superstar Steve in this almost year collaboration with him?
Well, the thing is well, first off, I got to give a shout out to Superstar Steve. That's my mentor. That's basically a father figure right now in the business. He's one of the best that WOW has to offer, and currently,
he is an original.
Absolutely. The one thing he's told me to do is bring out that aggressiveness. Bring out something that is inside you that you've held so long, that is just a burning fire inside you that you need to release it. And that's something that I'm not the most physically imposing guy. I'm not 6 foot tall like everybody else is. So I gotta turn around. Everybody has been giving me my whole life. I've always been told I can't do this, can't do that, can't do this, can't do that. And growing about 24 years now. When I'm 28 now. But the think about it is when you get pushed down and you get told you can't do anything and you can't do something, you just turn that into fuel to wanting to prove that you can do something. And if I got to do that and I got to prove it by means that may not be good in some people's eyes, then I don't care. Sometimes you just got to do the hard way.
Well, I tell you what, you guys did a serious number to Johnny Joe Black last night. I don't know what he did to make you and Superstar Steve mad, but you took it out on him. That's for doggone sure.
Well, you can't step up to the hard way and expect to just come in, doing their little do-si-do and doing the little Cotton Eye Joe or whatever they were doing. I don't care what they were doing. You don't step into the ring with the legend Superstar Steve and just make a joke and a mockery out of it. And you come into our ring and you make a mockery out of it, we'll make a mockery out of you.
Well, that's exactly what you guys did to him last night, pretty much. I mean, when I saw Johnny Joe come back from the ring, his face HD, a bloody mess.
You know what I will say about those Wranglers? Sorry in advance. They were way over with the children.
You ain't lying. They
had the kids all over them in the merch area. So I was really proud of them to see that. They've come a long way. So.
They have. And I know that yourself and Superstar Steve would look at it as somewhat of an easy win for you guys. But I mean, they did put up a fight with you guys. And as far as their tag team abilities and just the way that they do things, talking with them in the back before that match, they've really been going around all over the Midwest and trying to hone their craft. And I've got to say, over the last 6 or 7 months since the last time that we saw them, they have gotten a lot better.
They've gotten a lot better.
A
little bit more work to do to survive the WLW roster.
For sure.
But I think they had a good showing last night.
For sure. But again,
they
Aiden
lost.
Riley, all day
They did
Aiden
lose.
Riley, Superstar Steve come out with that coveted win. And that pretty much puts you on a bit of a roll right now, Aiden Riley.
Well, I just wanted to, make a point and who was the one that pinned him and got the win for the team?
Well, it was yourself.
It was all day Aiden Riley.
Absolutely.
That's right. And I would be. I guess I could kind of consider myself as I'm on a roll. I I can't really count up all the matches in my head in the last few matches that I've had on WLW, but there's not very many matches that I've lost.
That's true, especially since you've come under the wing of
Superstar
the one and
Steve.
only Superstar Steve.
You get under his wing, and he teaches you the ways how to get your hand raised by this guy right here, Mr. HD.
I will raise it if you win.
He will. He will raise your hand if you get that W. And we are up against our very first break here on Uncensored Wrestling Talk, so we're going to go ahead and take it. But you know what? It's a very short break. It's only 45 seconds, so we will be right back right after this.
Help provide for families in need during Menards Food Drive. Head to Menards. Place non-perishable food items in the collection bin. And that's it. All donations will be given to a local organization. See store for details. Help provide for families in need with food items during Menards Food Drive. Simply head to Menards. Place non-perishable food items in the collection bin by our exit doors. And that's it. All donations will be given to a local organization representing your community to help those in need. Head to Menards to help your community today. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi, BJ Walters here. Join us for the News Radio KYRO Sports Flash from the Old Monroe Lumber Company at CM79 in Old Monroe and online at omlumber.com on your home for the Chiefs, Blues, Mizzou, NASCAR, News Radio KYRO.
We are back, Uncensored Wrestling Talk Live from the Gateway Fiber Studios of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO, and of course on our many different feeds as well that we have. Uncensored Wrestling Talk on Facebook, the radio station's Facebook feed, Traveling East Productions, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble. Go like and subscribe. And of course, again, in studio with me, he is our resident referee, Mr. 1, 2, 3.
Yeet.
HD
You have to
Daniels.
say yeet with me.
I'm not saying yeet.
Well, then you and Tim have something in
Oh,
common.
boy.
So you better yeet, or then you're pals with Tim.
Should I say yeet? I'll say yeet.
Yep,
Fine.
see?
Yeet.
And of course, he is 1/3 now of the group called The Hard Way. Of course, that's Superstar Steve, Monstrous Mike Maverick, and himself, Mr. All Day Aiden Riley.
That's right. All day, the hard way. Let's go.
Well, you like to use that lead pipe a lot, too. What is going on with the lead pipe? I don't understand that part. Can you explain it, please?
You know, sometimes you got to bring an equalizer to a fight. You know what I mean? Sometimes you might get in a little bit of a scuffle with somebody that's bigger than you. Hey, you know what? I'll counter your 6'4" tallness with a lead pipe.
Oof.
And
And you've done it. You've used it many, especially on folks like Camaro Jackson.
And hey, who knows? It may be used here in the short future.
Get on your bad side, I guess. Super fan, I think you better stop. I got to ask you this question, too, Aiden. Newcomer now has a couple of matches under his belt. Been coming to the Race Wrestling Academy for quite some time. Tobias Storm. Your thoughts on Tobias Storm as he moves along at the very beginning of his career?
You know, I give respect to Tobias. You know, Tobias, he does show up. You know, he shows up to training. He works hard, keeps his head down, and he's a big old kid. He's a strong boy. He is. I mean, some of the stuff that I saw him do, that's something that.
I mean, he picked up your partner.
Yeah.
He picked up your partner, Monsters Mike Maverick, and slammed him.
Mm-hmm.
And that hasn't happened really at all, honestly.
No, and you know the thing about that's the thing is that's the one thing I'll give Tobias is that man he's strong, and you know give him a little bit of time and a couple more matches under his belt. Maybe he might just be something I might have to watch out for.
And of course, he took on last night the Deliverer Moses. What's your thoughts on what the Deliverer Moses has been going through since losing the WLW Junior Heavyweight Championship back in November at WLW 26 or 25. I mean,
Yeah, I got a feel for Mo. Last time I was in the ring with Mo, he beat me fair and square. I will say that. Ever since he lost that title, though, it's kind of crazy. I think last night was his first win in
since November.
Since November. So I feel it. I mean, I was in the same boat for the longest time when I started. For the first basically year, I just for some reason I couldn't find that winning formula. And I get you got to take measures into your own hands, and you got to find other sources to maybe bounce ideas and strategies off of to get to that winning formula. And I guess last night finally he was able to cross his T's and dot his I's and got a win.
Well, he definitely came out with the win over young Tobias Storm. But HD, I gotta ask you, since you refereed that match,
I did.
Did you see anything different from the Deliverer Moses last night during that match?
Not really during the match, no. It was a typical, technically sound Moses match.
Because it seemed like to me he was a little bit more aggressive than Norm.
Maybe a little bit. His little eye patch that he puts on, it said no choice on it last night.
It did say no choice on it. And I don't know if you have seen the replay yet, because it was being shown in the back a few times, and I don't know if anybody's really talked to you yet about it. But last night, the ending of that match, something very uncharacteristic from the Deliverer. He reached out and grabbed a hold of that rope to give himself a little bit more leverage when he was pinning Tobias Storm.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't see that? You ref that match? You didn't see that?
I ref that match, and I saw a clean pinfall, sir.
Well, sometimes...
Hey, sometimes the referee, he's down at those shoulders, and you got to focus on the shoulders. That's all. That's what it's all about, right, Aiden Riley?
Hey,
Putting your opponent's shoulders to the mat for a 1, 2, 3.
Amen.
And that's what he was doing.
Moses is a pretty trustworthy fellow.
Most of the time. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, but like I said, he's been on a losing streak, and he needed to find some way to get to that winning formula.
And it wasn't the only time that we saw Moses last night. And we'll get to that here in just a little bit. But he was quite involved throughout the night of Overdrive last night. I know there's a team that you wouldn't mind facing with yourself and Superstar Steve, or the monstrous one, Mike Maverick. The Blazing Guns, the NWA World League Tag Team Champions, they took on the Premier last night, and they're still, talking with them last week, they're still saying that they were not the ones to attack Blade Lennox when training was going on, when they were training and all. But it was them at the last event, and it was them last night attacking him the way they did, trying to get that upper hand, I guess you could call it. But they did not come out successful on last night's endeavor to take away the tag team championships from the Blazing Guns. And of course the Premier, Campbell Myers, SK Bishop. Aiden Riley, what's your thoughts both on the Premier and of course also on the tag team champions, the Blazing Guns?
I'll start with the Premier. The thing about the Premier is they come in, they're real flashy, they're good, and they do things their own way that that I kind of respect. You know what I mean? They go in and they put fists to faces and boots to guts. You know what I mean? They're all violence. I like it. And exactly what they did. I mean, I don't necessarily blame them for doing what they did at the end of the match.
We'll talk about that here in a second.
I think if I'd feel rightfully, the owners and the champs, maybe I'd do the same thing.
And your thoughts on the Blazing Guns?
Well, the thing about the Blazing Guns is it's kind of funny that they're both the Blazing Guns, but I think that they're cracking. I think that I've been watching them, and I think that if given the chance, that if me or Mike, me or Steve, or it even could be Steve and Mike, it could just be the hard way. But the hard way we've been studying, we've been looking at other teams, we've been looking at the roster, and I've been having my eye on the Blazing Guns. And maybe me and Mike, maybe me and Steve have had our eyes on the Blazing Guns, and we've seen, maybe here's a weakness there. I'm not going to tell you the weakness, but maybe it's here, maybe it's there, and maybe it's time that a team gets in there, maybe they can exploit some certain weaknesses.
H.C. Daniels, you also refereed that tag team championship match last night. Your thoughts on that match as a whole?
You may see some weaknesses, but I saw some strengths in the Blazing Guns last night. They took their game up another notch because Blade Lennox needed some revenge, and he got some. He brought the intensity to that match.
He did. Very, very much so. And, we had an interview with him and Austin Militalo last night after that match, and his intensity was even more during that interview than it was during the match itself. And it was like, whoa. But, at the end of that match, the Blazing Guns got their hands raised in victory. But
I didn't raise any hands last night, Sarge. Not literally, because continue.
This guy, he's getting just as bad as Superfan. I'm telling you, all day. Not quite as bad, but he's starting to climb the ladder. But again, the Blazing Guns, they get the win. They retain the tag team championships. However, the Premier, they ran off with the tag team championships. And directly after they left the ring, came right there where I was in the promo room and did an interview. And they're planning on holding on to those tag team championships all the way till August, when it could very well be themselves getting another shot against the Blazing Guns.
Yeah, I guess the Blazing Guns need to somehow get more retribution on the Premier. They can't get rid of this Premier.
Well, directly after that, just a few moments, and I'm glad that the Premier got out of there, because it wasn't but mere moments after they left that the Blazing Guns came in, and they were hopping mad, and I could have had a fight right there in their interview room. But they've put out the Blazing Guns have put out that challenge. They want them, the Premier, to come on August 9th. They want them to bring their championships, to bring their best, but they know that their best isn't good enough to beat the Blazing Guns. And quite frankly, they've had the Premier's number the last several times that they have faced them, including a 2-on-1 at the last event with Austin Militalo having to take on the Premier.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting to see the situation progress as we move through the summer and get to August the 9th, Door to Destiny Rumble. Oh, goodness. Cameron Bernay was scheduled last night to go up against the WLW Ladies Division Champion, Skylar Sparks. And Skylar Sparks apparently has an injury to her pinky, has a hangnail. I don't know what's going on with that young lady, but she had a substitute, Amina Belmont. HD, what was your thoughts on that whole situation and the match itself as well?
I'm not very surprised at what went down. Typical Skylar Sparks trying to get out of the action to add a little bit more longevity to her title reign. I think that's the whole end game here. But we had a newcomer come last night, and as usual, WLW, the newcomer showed up. People know that they need to step up when they debut at WLW. But she came a little bit short against Cameron Burnett.
Cameron Burnett, I think that's her first win that she's picked up since coming back from NXT last year.
Okay, we'd have to check the record books. You might be
we'll
right.
Have to check that. But, that's another thing that I've got to ask about. Skylar Sparks ducking and dodging all over the place, holding on. But then at the same time, she's out everywhere. She's out at these other places around the Midwest defending her championship. Is she that scared of Cameron Burnett, do you think?
I guess it's possible. Maybe she was hurt. Maybe she was hurt. You gotta think about the possibility of maybe she had injuries.
Pinkyitis.
I think she had a medical doctor's note. I think
she did.
Yeah,
she did have a medical doctor's note.
Have you ever wrestled with pinkyitis, Sarge?
No, I can't say that I've ever had pinkyitis.
Well, then you wouldn't know.
So, have you ever had pinkyitis?
No.
Aiden Riley, I've got to ask you: have you ever had pinkyitis?
I've never been diagnosed with pinkyitis. It's never happened.
Apparently, it's a gruesome injury.
Hey, it can happen. It can happen. I guess if it's a medical diagnosis of a pinkyitis, it happens. It prevented her from wrestling.
Well, Cameron Burnett coming out on top, and she's hopping mad too about what Skylar Sparks is doing, and I know that she has gone to the WLW Championship Committee, has filed a formal complaint with them, and so we'll see what happens with this situation. But again, we're right around the corner from August the 9th, Door to Destiny Rumble. I'm just wondering, what's the next chapter in this story between Cameron Burnett and one Miss Skylar Sparks? And Superfan, I don't know if you are listening. Oh yeah, no, he's watching. That's another one that Superfan has been poking the bear with, Aiden Riley.
Maybe I'll just call Skylar. Maybe we'll just double team and beat up Superfan together.
Ooh.
I mean, Sarge and I would watch, so.
Hey, we'll call the action. we'll definitely call the action. I mean, also, we've got a direct message to yourself all day, Aiden Riley, coming from the Facebook feed. And it says, from Josh Mudd, Aiden Riley is a bully.
I'm the bully. Well, sometimes I guess if you want to call me the bully, I guess I'll just have to embrace it. I guess I'll become the bully. I guess I'm gonna have to do more bullyish things. I guess now maybe I'm actually have to start using the pipe more often. I guess I'm gonna have to now.
Oh boy!
Now
Josh Mudd, you just made him think about using that pipe on the next person. Is it a guarantee? Is it a guarantee that you're going to do that?
Well, hold on. I'm putting in my notes here. You said it was Josh Mudd, right?
Josh Mudd, yeah.
Oh, Josh, big Josh, big training Josh, right?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, he's on my list now.
Oh boy.
He just made the list. Click.
He just made the list.
I think that's trademarked, but
also
yes.
Oh boy. Here we go again. Superfan Tim Williams is now in the chat on the Uncensored Wrestling Talk Facebook page. Is it going to be a no DQ? I'm not sure what he's asking about. Does anybody else know what he's asking about? Is it going to be a no DQ?
I think he's trying to win a match or something, but the thing is I can't wrestle somebody that's not trained, that's never took a bump in their life.
But you can beat people up still, though.
I can beat people up. I definitely can do that. That is for sure. That is for sure.
Now, after that ladies' match, Superstar Steve came back out. And this was, like I said, after the ladies' match. And your guys' match was the first match of the night. I thought you guys had already gone because you guys came back and talked with me for a little bit, doing an interview. Well, Superstar Steve talked on the interview. You sat back and just did all-day Aiden Riley things. He has declared himself as the first entrant for the Door to Destiny Rumble, which is going to happen on August the 9th. And, of course, the winner of that will get a shot at the NWA World League Heavyweight Championship at WLW 26. And he is looking to recapture the gold in his mind that he never should have lost. Especially, he says, to the likes, and you know this, you hear this every day, to the likes of the Grand Regent Camaro Jackson.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and the thing is, you know, if I don't know if I'll be in the Door to Destiny Rumble, but if I get you know, my name put in there, I'm gonna make sure that, you know, if I can't win it, I'm gonna make sure that we get Superstar Steve his chance at redemption.
Well, see, that's the thing. When the Door to Destiny Rumble comes around, and if yourself and Superstar Steve and the monstrous one as well, Mike Maverick, if the three of you are in this match and you three last long enough to where you're in the match together, look out everybody else, because you guys have got the numbers game, right?
It's all about the numbers and advantages. With numbers on our side, 3 against 1, we start picking them apart. Might just be us last 3 standing.
Now, Jaden Dominic Rose last night, he came out and, you know, he called out Superstar Steve. He wanted to have a match with Superstar Steve. You know, he just returned to World League Wrestling at the, you know, basically at the last event. He called out Superstar Steve, but instead of Superstar Steve getting into the ring and facing JDR, he sent yourself in there to do double duty for the night. Your thoughts, your true thoughts on Jaden Dominic Rose and his return to World League?
I mean, I'll say this: JDR, you know, he's been around for a long time. He's wrestled many matches in World League, and you know, I'll give him his props that he's probably one of the better ones that's up there for sure. That's come through World League.
Definitely a veteran.
That's for sure. But I don't like him. Something about his face. I just like to just form and punch last night. And that was awesome. That was great. You know, just something about just people that could very potentially match up and give Steve a problem. I just don't like him. But okay. I'll give him this very, very, very strong guy. I great competitor. I mean, but I still think that, you know, there's a couple things that I miscalculated and I wasn't on the ball with, and unfortunately, you know, sometimes you can't win them all, you know.
What's that do? What does that truly do to your momentum? Because you had been building momentum up with several different wins. What's that do to your momentum right now? Does it truly stop everything for you?
I don't think it stops anything at all. I think you got to realize, Sarge, that our first match with the Wranglers, you know, that was just easy pickings. You know what I mean? That the Wranglers ain't got nothing against me and Steve. You know what I mean? But JDR, you know, former champion in World League, he's respected, veteran. He's, you know, one of the better wrestlers that has definitely been through there, like I said. So I think that, you know, losing to him is way better than losing to like people like those idiot Wranglers or anybody else, you know, that wants to come in and step up, you know, that doesn't have the status of like a JDR, you know. But I'll take it. I'll take the loss on the chin. I'll watch the game film, watch the tape, write everything down, study it, and I'll maybe, who knows, maybe if me and JDR can get in there again, I'll see what I did wrong and I'll take advantage of it.
H.D. Daniels, your thoughts on Jaden Dominic Rose and his return to World League?
Seems like he's got something to prove. So I'm interested to see where the rivalry goes with the Hard Way and JDR.
It's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. I would love to see what he would do against, the monstrous one, Maverick. And also, of course, Superstar Steve as well, but that's who he called out first last night. Going after the leader of the Hard Way. And I think it was just really, I don't know. I'll have to talk with JDR because I'm not sure. Is there lingering things between Superstar and JDR from the past that needs to be resolved?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. Maybe I need to get to the bottom of that too.
And then we get to the main event of last night's Overdrive night. The NWA World League Heavyweight Championship on the line as the NWA's World Television Champion, Carson Drake, came in to face WLW's champion, the Grand Regent Camaro Jackson. H.G. Daniels, this is the match that you were telling me last week that you were looking forward to.
I was.
You thought it was going to be a very good match, and for all intents and purposes, it was a very good match last night until the train went off the rails. I'm going to let you speak on exactly what happened last night.
Well, it was a strong, hard-hitting match. Carson Drake, there's a theme. Every time we talk about World League, we talk about everybody that just shows up. When you come to World League and you have a match, you're part of the show in any possible way. Everybody just shows up because they know what the significance of where they are, being under the NWA banner and being under the Harley Race banner. And Carson Drake did just that. And while I was in that ring, watching the action go down, calling the action, it could have gone either way. Towards the end of the match, I didn't know it was the end, but Camaro gave Carson a little shove, and that shove was in the direction of me. I got
inadvertently.
I'm not going to call out Camaro that way, but he was shoved into me, and I went down. And
you got some serious whiplash from back first into that turnbuckle.
So the last thing I remember is Carson Drake just heading towards me, and then the next thing I remember is referee Brandon Toll waking me up. And I was on the ground outside of the ring.
Well, my friend, after you did get knocked down and out of the ring and down to that hard concrete floor, Brandon Toll did come running in. Camaro Jackson had hit that Peacemaker and was ready to get that 1, 2, 3. Brandon Toll 1, 2, but then his feet get pulled out from behind, out to the outside by a hooded, masked individual, and I'm still dumbfounded. I'm still just dumbfounded by it all, because when all said and done, this masked person took his hood down, removed his face mask, and it was none other than the Deliverer Moses. And while he was being confronted by the referee, Brandon Toll, Carson Drake, he hit his finishing move, that stroke, and Brandon Toll had no choice. Hey, he had no choice but to jump back in and count that 1, 2, 3, and we now have a brand new NWA World League Heavyweight Champion in Carson Drake.
What do you think?
Oh, goodness. I'm so disappointed. I don't know why. I don't understand it. I don't understand why the Deliverer Moses would do that, not just to his friend, but to his brother. They've been running up and down the roads together for a very, very long time. I know for a fact that Camaro Jackson looks at Moses as his little brother. He does. He loves the man. Why he would do this is just dumbfounding to me. Aiden Riley, I've got to ask you. You were back there watching everything going on the TV screens. What was your initial thoughts when you saw the deliverer Moses out there doing what he did?
Oh, like I said earlier about Moses, he's not been winning, and unfortunately, he's been stacking up losses, and he finally got a win, and I think he's making a statement. I think he's making a statement against Camaro because him and Camaro at the last show had a match together.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I think Moses lost that one as well.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just making a statement and saying, that I've got had no choice. It's just like he said on his little eye tape thingy or whatever. Maybe he's got no choice but to take out Camaro, to take out his adversaries, so he can be the one at the top. And if that means letting or doing what he did to put the match in Carson Drake's favor, which that's a little bit conflicting there. But hey, if that means that he has to go after Carson Drake and get what he wants by putting himself and inserting in that match, I don't know. I have no idea what the plan is from there, but I'd do the same thing if I was Moses. If I kept losing and I needed to make a statement on somebody, and especially somebody like Camaro, like your big brother. I've had a big brother myself, and sometimes you don't want to live in the shadows of big brother anymore. Sometimes it's time for the little brother to shine. That's what I think on it.
Ooh. Your thoughts now that you've heard, and you also, I'm guessing, I'm not sure. I know that you had to go get some medical attention.
Yeah, I saw the social media post. That's about all I really am aware of. But everything Aiden Riley over here has he has logic behind his words. But we'll never know the truth until we hear it from Moses.
This is true. Hey, we are a little bit past us taking our second break here on Uncensored Wrestling Talk. So we're going to go ahead and take that. And when we come back, more from Aiden Riley. All day, Aiden Riley, right after this.
King Scott here, and I'm with John Lang, owner of Mount Top Motor Company. John, tell us about the latest sales you guys have going on.
King, we don't have one.
What? You're an auto dealership. You have to have some kind of sale going on.
Nope, no quote, unquote sale going on at our place. And you know why?
Why?
Because usually those sales promotion at other dealerships, they're BS, man. Most of the time they're robbing Peter to pay Paul somewhere, and we don't play those games at Mountaintop. We're not about sales, we're about true savings.
I like that. No sales, just savings. You're saying come in, check out the inventory, and you guys will prove that your pricing is always super competitive.
Correct. We've got so much great inventory in the lot right now. Many vehicles starting at $15,000 or lower. And with our great prices, we're confident we can get you set up the right way.
You heard it. Great pricing, great inventory, great people to work with. And there's a reason Mount Top Motor Company has over 1,000 5-star reviews. Please don't settle for just any dealership. Aim higher and go visit the good guys in Troy. MountTopMotors.com, Facebook, and Instagram.
Trust the professionals at Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions. Buying or selling, they'll make your dreams come true. Here's farm auction and acreage expert Dan Stokes.
Meyer & Company's been in the business for over 40 years. We specialize in things called 1031 exchanges, so we're very versed in how to exchange farm ground for other farm ground. So it's something that we do on a daily basis, and we really enjoy doing it.
We are the #1 stop in the region for buying and selling residential, commercial, and farm real estate. We've been serving the area for more than 40 years, and we do it with pride.
It's still a pretty strong seller's market. Dollars per acre is still high. If you're able to connect with a good agent and you can find something off market, we do that all the time, and we're able to still get some deals out there here and there.
Dan Stokes.
You can either call my cell phone at 314-971-0654, or you can call the brokerage at 636-462-5555.
Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions, North Lincoln Drive in Troy, 636-462-5555. Online at MeyerListings.com.
It's your turn to keep it green with Seidenstricker Nobe Partners. Right now, select the John Deere compact tractor that fits your needs, then pick your savings. Take up to $11,000 off MSRP or get 0% financing with low monthly payments. You call the shots, pick your tractor, pick your deal. It's that simple. Visit snpartners.com for more details. Keep it green with Seidenstricker Nobe, your partner for the land.
Offer valid through 7/2/2025. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
News Radio KYRO weather from the Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions Weather Center, online at MeyerListings.com. Clear sky in Troy. Getting down to 62 overnight tonight. Monday's high will be in the mid-70s. Sky is clear likely. Temperatures in the upper 70s forecast on Tuesday. Currently in Troy it's 72. In Wentzville it's 72 degrees. Perfect homes, commercial real estate or farm ground? Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions, online at MeyerListings.com. I'm Erica Walters.
Well, welcome back. Uncensored Wrestling Talk. We are live. As always, Gateway Fiber Studio of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. And all day, Aiden Riley joining myself and H.D. Daniels this morning.
You guys say
yeet.
Yeet. See?
Yeet.
See? We got him.
In the place of the Nematode Nelly.
I just got.
Of course, superfan Tim Williams is who I'm speaking of.
Sidebar real quick, and I won't take too much time, but why does he call himself the Nematode?
You know, that is a name. A lot of people don't know this. That is a name that the owner of the radio station here gave him. He just, one day just came out of the blue and goes, you know what? You remind me of a nematode. And it stuck.
Is there such thing as a nematode?
There is.
There is now.
I guess there is now, yeah. I guess it's a super weirdo or super fan.
I looked it up.
Super weirdo Tim
And
Williams.
I don't know if Superfan really knows this or not, to be quite honest. But nematode is actually a form of a fungus. I'm not lying. Look it up. Look it up real quick. Nematode.
Nematode. That's awesome. Fungus.
N-E-M-A toad. T-O-A-D. Nematode. So it is what it is, my friend. It is what it is. But he goes right along with it and, even hollers out that Nelly after the nematode too. So if he's watching, now he knows. It's a fungus.
It is a fungus.
It is a fungus. It is a fungus. And we've got about 4 minutes left before the top of the hour. H.D. Daniels from last night.
Yeet. Yeah.
World League Wrestling's Overdrive. Your highlight of the night last night.
The highlight of the night. Good question.
Just be an easy answer.
Sorry, you got me with that one. The highlight of the night, whether positive or negative, would be our new heavyweight champion.
Oh.
I think that's the highlight that you put up in the banner. Second highlight underscored by Aiden Riley over here.
That's right. Exactly. You know that.
Opening the show.
For his loss against JDR?
Yeah, I wasn't going to say that, but you said it. So
sorry.
Well, you had that look in your eyes.
Well, he also won. He won the opening contest, though.
He did 100%. Started things off the right way, as they say.
Sometimes the hard way.
Sometimes the hard way.
Like
it was definitely the hard way for the Wranglers last night. I'll put it that way. I would definitely say that. It was the hard way. And Johnny Joe Black is going to be feeling what happened to him for quite some time, unfortunately. He may have had to go and get medical attention after that as well.
What was your highlight, Sarge?
My highlight last night, of course, you have to say Carson Drake winning. But, I wonder here, is that really considered an upset with Carson Drake beating Camaro Jackson? Because he's coming in as already the NWA World Television Champion. He's had championship belts all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So, but as far as the highlight, for me, a true highlight of the night, I'm going to have to say the way that All Day Aiden Riley has been doing over these last couple of months, and it's culminated into what happened last night with Superstar Steve, I mean, yeah, he got into the match, and he was doing his thing as well. But you know what? All Day Aiden Riley, I got to give you credit, my friend. I got to give you the kudos because you took the brunt of that match. I guess you could say Superstar, some people would say Superstar Steve has been throwing you to the wolves, but you've been learning and gathering info and, you know, just putting everything together and really started to, granted you had an off moment with JDR, but again, picking up wins left and right as of late. So I'm going to say my, and it's not saying it because he's here, I would say it regardless. I think the highlight of the night is the very first match and the way that Aiden Riley yourself took it to both members of the Wranglers.
Well, thank you, Sarge. Thank you. Just finally putting that winning formula together, that Superstar Steve, if you're listening, thank you. And you got to put it to him sometimes.
H.D. Daniels, before we move to the top of the hour here in about 1 minute, less than a minute, can you tell everybody the announcement that you just made not too long ago here on Uncensored Wrestling?
Yeah, we would love it if everybody listening, tell your friends, we have a new Discord server. If you don't know what Discord is, it's just a place where we can all come together, and it doesn't have to be during Facebook Live, during our shows. It can be any time. Mm-hmm. So we invite all fans, all listeners, all wrestlers. Aiden Riley should join over here.
Absolutely.
I send the link.
I have posted the link in our Facebook chat today.
You did.
I've shared it across our social media. Just click that link, copy that link, however you need to get in there, and just talk to us anytime you want. We can talk about WWE, WLW, anything.
And we got all kinds of different links in there for the different organizations, as well as NWA's World League Wrestling, our main sponsor for this show. And so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and go to news, and we'll be back in about 6 minutes for the second hour of Uncensored Wrestling Talk.
Yeet.
I'm Paul Stevens. The National Guard will be patrolling in Los Angeles after anti-ICE riots Saturday. LA Mayor Karen Bass on Fox 11 saying troops are not necessary.
It is completely unnecessary. And one of the things that I expressed to the administration is that our city has experienced massive civil unrest before. I was here in 1992.
That 1992 violence accompanying the Rodney King case. Republicans pushing Biden White House aides about the former president's mental state.
We all knew it. Those of us in Congress, those of us who would see them, you knew, much less understanding what he was doing about complicated domestic and foreign affairs. He didn't understand whether to make a left turn or a right turn when he was on a stage.
New Jersey GOP Congressman Jeff Van Drew on Fox, the former president pushing back on GOP accusations. America's listening to Fox News.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. If you're over 50 and tired of your wireless bill getting higher and higher, there are 4 things to consider. 1, how much data are you really using? As we get older, we use less data on our wireless phone, but you're probably still paying for an unlimited plan that was designed for 20-somethings. 2, if you see Get a Phone on Us, get your sneakers out and run the other way. No one is giving you a free phone. You are paying for that phone over time with an overpriced rate plan and a long-term commitment. 3, check the fine print on that $15 a month plan. It's probably an intro price that'll double or triple later. You might even have to pay for several months of service up front. Number 4, be aware of cable company wireless plans. Most of your usage will be on Wi-Fi instead of 5G, and your calls and battery life could suffer. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide service without the big wireless bill. Our plans start at just $20 a month.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or our stores in Chesterfield, Arnold, or St. Charles. See site for additional facts.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks ending higher for the day and week as strong jobs data eased economic slowdown fears. Employers adding 139,000 jobs in May, above economists' forecast, while the unemployment rate held steady at 4.2%. The jobs report highlights the continued resilience of the labor market amid concerns that tariffs will put a dent into the economy. All 11 of the S&P 500 sectors ending higher, with tech the best performer. Shares of Microsoft rose over 0.5% and again closed closing at a new record high. The Dow rising 443 points, the Nasdaq higher by 232, S&P 500 up 61. Tesla stock rising 4% and rebounding after the electric vehicle company shares sank 14% on Thursday following the exchange of barbs between CEO Elon Musk and President Trump. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Hillary Barsky, invested in you.
Hey, I'm Trey Gowdy, host of the Trey Gowdy Podcast. Join me every Tuesday as we cover the full range of topics that are on your mind and speak with some brilliant, talented, thoughtful women and men who have excelled in their respective fields and careers. Plus, every Thursday is your turn. You get to be the lawyer and you get to ask the questions about whatever is foremost on your mind.
Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
A careless driver can change your life in an instant. Do you know what to do or who to call? If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident and don't have an attorney, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free consultation. We can answer all of your questions and estimate the potential value of your case. Call Auto Accident Help Desk and connect with an expert personal injury attorney.
Call 800-683-8922. 800-683-8922.
Don't worry how to handle your medical bills, lost wages, and pain. We will get you the money you deserve.
They got me way more than the insurance company offered.
The consultation is free, and you don't pay any legal fees unless we win or settle your case. Make the smart call if you've been injured in an auto accident. Call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free legal consultation.
Call 800-683-8922. 800-683-8922. 800-683-8922.
Auto Accident Help Desk.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Isaac Lowenkron.
We are moments away from the men's singles final at the French Open between 1 seed Jannik Sinner and 2 seed Carlos Alcaraz. Tonight at 8 Eastern, it's Game 2 of the NBA Finals from Oklahoma City, with the Indiana Pacers leading the Thunder 1-0. In Major League Baseball on Saturday night, Joe Adell hit 2 home runs in the Angels' 8-6 win over Seattle. However, the Mariners' Cal Raleigh also hit 2 home runs in a losing cause. Raleigh now has 26 home runs to lead the majors, 3 more than Shohei Ohtani, who has 23. Caleb Durbin hit the game-winning home run in the bottom of the 9th inning to give the Milwaukee Brewers a 4-3 victory over the San Diego Padres. And the New York Mets won at Colorado 8-1. The Mets with the best record in the National League at 41-24.
News Radio KYRO weather from the Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions Weather Center, online at MeyerListings.com. Clear sky in Troy. Getting down to 62 overnight tonight. Monday's high will be in the mid-70s. Sky is clear likely. Temperatures in the upper 70s forecast on Tuesday. Currently in Troy it's 72. In Wentzville it's 72 degrees. Perfect homes, commercial real estate, or farm ground, Meyer &
KYRO. Of course, also on the Facebook feed of the radio station. You can find that at KYRO 1280 AM 105.3 FM. Of course, Traveling East Productions, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble. Go like and subscribe. Uncensored Wrestling's Talk Facebook page as well. And HD, we're also on X.
We're on X at UW Talk KYRO.
And now we also have our own Discord channel.
We have a Discord server. I'm posting the links everywhere that I can. Go to our profiles on any of these social media sites and click the link and join our server.
And anyone is welcome to join us.
Even Aiden Riley.
Even Aiden Riley.
I'll be there.
All wrestlers, all fans. It
all
doesn't
wrestlers,
matter who
fans,
you are,
anyone. Mm-hmm.
In the business or not.
Yes, sir.
You might get to have an actual conversation with a wrestler in the Discord channel. So come and join us on that, especially when there's pay-per-views going on, because we're going to be doing a lot when those pay-per-views are rolling.
Unless we're at our own show and we can talk about our show while we're there. Yeah,
that's right. That's right. Speaking of other shows going on, yesterday afternoon, it was the first AAA show underneath the WWE umbrella. And, you know, I got to tell you, I was pleasantly surprised yesterday Not with the action that was going on, because I knew what to expect with the luchadors. They brought it. I mean, every single match top notch, flying everywhere. But on YouTube, where it was at for free by the WWE, I was worried. I
remember you were worried.
And pleasantly, I can say, not surprisingly, I can say I was wrong.
Your anxiety has been lifted.
It has been lifted.
All right.
However, I will say this, and this is the question that I have moving forward with different AAA shows, especially with like let me get it right because I don't want to mess it up. That Mania, Triple Mania that they do, and it's kind of like a WrestleMania. However, they do it on 3 separate nights spread out throughout the year. Do they keep doing free shows on YouTube, or do they finally move it over to Peacock and do it? What's your thoughts on this moving forward?
I don't know if I can answer that. Do they do like an honor club type of thing? I don't see that happening, where you have to have another subscription just to watch AAA.
Yeah.
So maybe something like Triple Mania might be on Peacock, but I'm not sure what their current TV deal is down there. I don't know if I can. I don't know. I don't really have any hypotheses on that.
Interesting. You know, the main event of that card, El Hijo del Vikingo.
Yes, sir.
The AAA Mega Champion, and that is one heck of a looking belt. Have you seen
Oh yeah,
that? That is an awesome looking belt. He took on Chad Gable last night, and wow, what a match that was! Moving forward from that, I think there should be another rematch. To be quite honest, I think Chad Gable showed that he can go toe to toe with these different luchadors that are coming in from AAA. What's your thoughts?
I think Chad Gable has stepped it up. Like, he's always brought it, but he's stepped it up another level this past year. He's that guy now. You can put him in any situation. You're gonna have, I hate to say it, but 5-star match. So it's grade. I'll say grade A match every time Chad Gable's in that ring.
For sure. I look at Chad Gable at the point in his career right now, the way that I looked at Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
When towards his last, I would say 4 or 5 years in the company, he can step up and get in the ring with anyone and everyone, and bring it to anyone and everyone.
Here's the problem, though. Chad Gable's going to lose.
Ooh.
I think that's a huge problem. He's going to have a great match, but he's not going to win. Am I wrong?
Chad Gable, you heard it. You heard it here, Uncensored Wrestling Talk. H.D. Daniels, our resident referee, says whenever he's in a match...
I did not say that.
You are going to lose.
I did not say that.
It's a foregone conclusion that he is going to lose.
He said, you know what, Chad, don't even get in the ring, because you get in the ring, you're going to lose.
I want to ask you, Aiden Riley, because, compared to the other quote-unquote superstars of WWE, Chad Gable, and I'm not talking about wrestling skill, I'm just talking about that height difference. He's usually 9 out of 10 times the smaller of the wrestlers that are in there. He's not as hefty as some of the other wrestlers that are in there, but you remind me a lot of him in the fact that you'll get in there and mix it up with anyone and everyone. What's your thoughts on Chad Gable, on his career, and the point that he's at right now?
Shorty G. Yep. No, I love Chad Gable. Chad Gable, he's definitely one of my up there, one of my favorites for sure. Just because He does. Like you said, he reminds me a lot of myself. I see a lot of myself in him. He's literally not scared of anybody. He'll get in there with literally anybody and anybody. And I feel like that's me. I'm not scared of anybody. Put me against anybody. I'll fight him. May not win, but I'll fight him.
He came within whiskers on a couple of different occasions of capturing that mega championship. And we just saw Trick Williams not too long ago win the TNA World Championship from Joe Hendry. If they have another match, I don't know. I mean, I can't say that Chad Gable's going to lose on that next match, because it seems like every time that he does, he takes away some learnings issues from those matches and applies them in the next match, and he usually doesn't lose twice to the same person in a row.
Well, when he puts on that mask, he starts to win.
Now, come on now. What mask are we talking about, HD Daniels?
Those are two different people, and you know that, HD.
Well,
Are you talking about El Grande Americano?
I am.
You think El Grande Americano?
Oh, I'm just
is Chad
playing.
Gable?
I'm just playing along. We saw that one scene where there were two different people in that one.
Yeah.
That one TV
Chad Gable
shot.
was walking away,
I know.
and here comes in El Grande.
I'm just feeding the internet trolls, Sarge.
Just before we went to break at the top of the hour, I got to let you guys know that Trisha McGarry Williams, the wife of the superfan Tim Williams, she got on there with a one-word situation. Yeet. And superfan, he hates that. He hates that with a passion. And he says, Tim Williams, right after that, said, I get under everybody's skin. He ain't lying. He ain't lying on that. He does get under everybody's skin.
There you go. See?
But then we get to last night, while we were having our event, WWE's Money in the Bank was going on, and I gotta tell you, HD. Out of the predictions that we made on this show for Money in the Bank, Superfan Tim got one correct match right.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Who won the contest though?
Well, you're looking at him.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't close. It wasn't close.
I got some stuff right.
Well, let me finish.
All right.
It wasn't close for you and I against.
Oh, I got you. It was more of a competition of us.
Yes, much more so.
We're gonna do this in our Discord server, though.
Yes.
We're gonna try to have a contest with all of our members to see who can win. Basically, the guessing game challenge. We're gonna try to do that.
Yeah.
So go to our social medias, click the link, join our server, have some fun with our quizzes.
Now, and I will say, whenever we do our predictions, of course, you can join in on the Facebook page. You can join in with the Discord, and I'll try to keep a running tally, and we'll see who comes out on top on those. And if you're on the Facebook or on the Discord, you'll get a shout out right here on the radio show. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. You'll have up until the moment the show actually starts to get your picks in to us.
Yep. Yeah, we'll do some kind of Google form or some kind of automated form where you submit your answers and we'll track it and see who wins.
And you never know. You may win a very cool little prize.
You might.
We'll see what happens. As for last night's Money in the Bank, though, let's start off talking about the women's Money in the Bank. In that match, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia, Naomi, and of course, Stephanie Vaquer. But before we even talk about that match, though, I've got to say, Stephanie Vaquer wrestled in a match on SmackDown, then wrestled in a match at Worlds Collide, then wrestled in this match on Money in the Bank, over 45 minutes of in-ring action in less than 24 hours.
I was also going to say the same thing about Chad Gable, but you contended my comments because he did 2 matches yesterday as well.
He did 1 match yesterday.
All right.
He did 1 match. It kind of reminds me of yourself, Aiden Riley, because over the last couple of events, Superstar Steve has put you in that situation, but you've been pulling a lot of double duties, triple duties as well. What's that do to a person's body? Not only body, but psyche when you have to do something along those lines.
It pushes your body. I like to challenge the limits of my body. I like to see how far I can push it before it starts to actually break down. You know what I mean? And I think more or less I think it's just a test. A test of internal fortitude and strength.
For sure, 100%. I agree with you. And I'm expecting, Stephanie Vaquer, the first woman in NXT history to hold both the North American Championship and the NXT Women's Championship at the exact same time. And then, her moving up to the main roster. Wow, I expect we're going to see tons of awesome things from Stephanie Vaquer.
I think she was too good for NXT from the start. So
I would agree with you.
And I think she proved that extremely quickly, proved her worth, and they said, get her out of that NXT system, get her up on the main TV shows.
For sure.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. And, for that match, yourself, HD, and Tim, Superfan, took Rhea Ripley as the winner from that.
I still think it should be her, but we were wrong.
I took Julia as the winner from that. Going into that match, Aiden Riley, who did you see as the person that was just a little bit head above everybody else to win Money in the Bank for the women's side?
I don't know if it would have been anybody above, but I just had this weird premonition that Alexa Bliss was going to win it.
So did Little HD.
So did Little HD.
Yeah, he likes Alexa. He wanted her to win.
I think it was been a wild card. Everybody has you all said. You think it was you? You said it was you and Tim that both picked Rhea.
Yeah.
And you picked Julia, and those are pretty good. Those are pretty solid, favorable odd picks. And it's like, well, everybody forgets about it. Alexa Bliss is in that match, former women's champ.
But no one really gave Naomi even a blink when she secured her entry into this Money in the Bank. But I tell you what, she took advantage of different situations throughout the night, and eventually, I was just amazed. Alexa Bliss and Rhea Ripley on that ladder, climbing towards the top, and here comes Naomi, and the strength of that young lady. I did not know she had it in her, honestly. She pushed that ladder straight on over, and both of the other ladies hit that other ladder that was diagonally, across both of those ropes. Man, took them both out, one shot, pulled the ladder right back up, climbed right on up, and grabbed that Money in the Bank briefcase, which now secures herself a shot at any championship that she wants to go after for the next full year.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what? I was thinking about this full year thing last night. No one's ever done it. No one's ever taken the briefcase a full year. And I had this crazy idea, like if I somehow had the pencil or whatever, to have that person hold the briefcase until next year's Money in the Bank. And you can do some crazy angle where, like, the new guy wins the Money in the Bank, cashes it in. The guy that had it for a year cashes it in right away. Do something fun. Make it fun for once.
Yeah, but see, if you have that match, the Money in the Bank match, before that person cashes in their Money in the Bank, wouldn't that in your mind null and void that previous winners
They still cashed it in. They still cashed
on the same day.
I'm just spitballing
Because it's
here.
up to a year to the next.
It's up to a year, right? So
up to the next Money in the Bank.
Right.
Match.
Again, this is just a crazy creative idea that I had. Like, so let's say Naomi holds the briefcase till next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Money in the Bank show starts 2026,
and it's a women's match.
And it's let's say it's a women's match, and the next woman wins Money in the Bank. So now you got Naomi and the next winner with 2 briefcases on the same show, and then you do some weird, crazy, wacky thing where you have 2 cash-ins on the same night. Wouldn't that be cool?
You know what? I kind of dig what you're saying.
Yeah.
There, but I'm gonna twist it just a little.
Sure,
bit.
why not?
The beginning of the night on Money in the Bank, it's an actual women's championship match.
Sure.
And the winner from the previous Money in the Bank comes in after that match is over with, or during it, cashes it in, wins the match, and then the Money in the Bank winner, the next one that evening, calls out the other champion. So she comes on out, and they have a match right then and there.
Sure.
That would be kind of cool.
I just want to. All I really want to see is someone hold it for a year. I want to see that happen.
That's right, C.T. Harrison. We are fantasy booking, baby.
CT don't like the fantasies?
No, he hates fantasy.
Okay.
He hates fantasy booking.
Well, that's what Triple H does. He just gets to be paid for it.
And you know who another one is that hates the fantasy booking? One and only Martin Kadich.
Oh, yeah?
As well.
Well, too
they
bad.
both cannot stand it, but too bad. We just fantasy booked Money in the Bank for next year. I
Call
love
Paul.
it.
Somebody call Paul.
Somebody call Triple H right now and get it done. Get her done. Well, last chance match for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. The champion Lyra Valkyria taking on the man Becky Lynch. Of course, if Lynch lost, she would no longer be able to challenge for that title for as long as Valkyria was the champion. And if Valkyria lost, she would be forced to raise Lynch's hand and acknowledge Lynch as the better woman. That match went back and forth like I've not seen a match go in a long time. I did not know really throughout that match who was going to win.
Yeah, I really like how Becky's brought out this new side of Valkyria. I've said it before, up until this rivalry with Becky, her title reign has been basically nothing. Just kind of there. Don't really care about it. Now you care about it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's 100% due to Becky.
Yeah.
I really do.
You were seeing this match last night, Aiden Riley. Your thoughts on Lyra Valkyria and also the man Becky Lynch for that matter.
2 Irish girls beating the heck out of each other, you know?
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I think they're both from Dublin, aren't they?
I think so. No, I can't remember where Lyra's from, but I know obviously they're both from Ireland, but she might be. I'll have to check. We'll have to check that. But yeah, no, that was awesome. They were physical. They were violent. That was awesome. Something you don't really normally see from, the women coming out like that, going outside and beating the crap out of each other.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And of course, Becky Lynch getting that win.
Finally.
Yeah, Michael Cole said something that I didn't catch.
Go ahead.
And even after they showed the replay, it really wasn't a good angle to really see it. So we're going to have to see if they put up some other screen, some other shots or whatever. But he had said that Becky Lynch was holding the tights of Lyra Valkyria.
That is what he said.
In that matchup to win. And of course she gets that win to become the new Women's Intercontinental Championship, the one championship that she had not won as of yet.
Not many have. Only 2.
Only 2 now. But after that match, of course, Lyra Valkyria had to raise the hand of Becky Lynch. She did that. And she turned to start going away, and Becky Lynch was like, No. We're not done here. I want my hand raised to everybody, all 4 sides of the ring. And credit to Lyra Valkyria. She's a woman of her word. She did do that. She raised her hand to every side of the ring. But boy, I tell you what, she got under the skin of Lyra Valkyria one too many times, and she laid in a beating.
Yeah.
Even worse than what was going on during the match, HD.
Lyra has this quality about her where it's just super baby face, right? So even in a loss, you want to see her, I guess, get her comeuppance against Becky, I guess, even in a loss. So there's something about her. I hope they keep the babyface thing going and she doesn't fall into obscurity after losing the title. Yeah. But I am glad that Becky has it.
Well, I tell you what, this WWE women's division stacked now.
It's crazy, right? And to me the best part of all shows is the women's divisions.
I know later on this summer actually, they're going to have an Evolution too. They're going to have an all-women's pay-per-view. But, I wonder, would it be beneficial to the WWE because of the fact that their women's division, covering all three brands, but especially on the main roster, being so stacked, if they shouldn't have a quote-unquote third show just to focus on the women themselves.
So I've heard this argument before, and I guess obviously this is just my opinion. I don't think it would work. I don't think long-term it would get the ratings that people think that it would get. Unfortunately for the women, I just said they're the best part of all these shows, but I don't think the mainstream audience would tune into an only woman show on a weekly basis. If you make it a special event like Evolution, sure, you'll get people to watch, but a consistent weekly, on a I don't know, other words to use, repetitive basis, I don't think they're going to get the viewers that they want.
You might be right.
Well, then you gotta point at where are they gonna show it, what days they're gonna do it, what time are they gonna do it, because you already got Raw, you got SmackDown, you got Main Event, you got Evolve, you got.
I mean, WWE runs prime time on all their shows.
Sure.
I don't think a primetime woman show would do what the fans would. They would hope that it would succeed, but I just don't see it happening.
Okay. Well, we are up against our very first break of the first hour. We're going to go ahead and take that 59 seconds, and we'll be back. And when we come back, I'm going to ask you guys another question about WWE's women's division, and we'll get to that right after this.
New and used firearms, gun repair, and all types of outdoor accessories on Main Street in downtown Winfield. Black Flag Outfitters. Check us out on Facebook or stop by at 203 Main Street in Winfield. 636-358-0992.
Help provide for families in need with food items during Menards Food Drive. Simply head to Menards, place non-perishable food items in the collection bin by our exit doors, and that's it. All donations will be given to a local organization representing your community to help those in need. Head to Menards to help your community today. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Need that morning pick-me-up on your way to work? Downtown Winfield's the place to be. Common Grounds Coffee House, featuring the almost world-famous Block 25. Common Grounds Coffee House. Check us out on Facebook or stop by today. 205 Main Street, downtown Winfield.
As I said, 59 seconds. That was very, very quick. Uncensored Wrestling Talk. We are back. We are live in the middle of hour number 2. 30 minutes left. Well, actually, 28 minutes left in the show. And I said that I was going to ask you guys another question about the women's division before we moved on. And it is this. Evolution 2 is going to happen in a couple of months or so. Do you think, now that we've kind of crossed that bridge on a TV show for the women's division, more than one pay-per-view dedicated to the women?
Make it a quarterly thing.
A quarterly
Sure,
thing?
why not?
Okay.
I don't even know if like a
4 shows a year?
Like, for the sake of argument, I'm going to send it back to you. Let's say we did an all-women Saturday night's main event on NBC. Do you think people would watch?
Absolutely.
You think just the casual viewer flipping channels turning on NBC, doesn't know a lot about WWE, sees an all-woman show. You think they're going to stay?
I think so.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
Aiden Riley, what do you think?
Yes and no. I think depending on who is on it and if they are recognizable, and the casual fan might know of them because they watched a WrestleMania, or they've seen WWE marketing or something like that, But I don't think I just don't know. I don't think it could. It logistically, financially could work in the long term. I think I'm with HD on this. And it's nothing against the women. I think it's just the casual viewer. I don't think that they would rather turn on and watch full-fledged Monday Night Raw or SmackDown rather than if it would be a Saturday night all women show.
Sure. Okay. I think personally they deserve shows on their own.
They're getting one. Let's see how they do.
Evolution 2 is going to happen. But I got to tell you, I really truly believe that the women's division in the WWE is not only the best division in wrestling as a whole right now because of the stacked names, because of the stacked talent that they have, but they're right there bar and bar with the men's division.
They are.
And in some cases, in some situations, slightly, well, not just slightly, sometimes way above the bar of what the men are doing. So it's really cool to see the women's division flourishing like it is.
I agree. And they're going to deserve their shot at Evolution, and I hope they succeed, knock it out of the park.
100%. Solo Sikoa, L.A. Knight, Penta, Seth Rollins, Andrade, and what was the other person that was in that match?
Chad Gable.
Chad.
You're supposed to correct me on that because it wasn't Chad Gable.
It wasn't Chad Gable. You dirty rat. El Grande Americano. Those 6 men. Money in the Bank ladder match for a men's championship contract. Whew. All kinds of moving parts in this one. But first off, we gotta talk about that Mexican Destroyer. Yes, Superfan. Mexican Destroyer that Penta did to Andrade on top of the ladder.
So, sidebar, I saw Pentagon I went to the very first All Out in Chicago. I was there. Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros. And I saw Pentagon do a Destroyer off the top of a ladder through a table. So that was the first ladder Destroyer I've ever seen from Pentagon.
Right, right. But the first time he's done that in the
Sure,
WWE,
sure.
and
I just find it funny how anyone can live after a move like that.
I know. It was like, my golly. Andrade was lifeless after that.
As you should be.
For sure. 100%. But it got, man, it makes you think, did he just compress his neck to the point where...
Maybe it landed in between the rungs, so it wasn't his neck.
I hope so. But it looked gnarly.
Yeah.
It looked extremely gnarly. And, that also does damage to Penta, too, when he's doing something like that. Would you ever do something like that, Aiden Riley? A Mexican Destroyer, the way he did that on the ladder, to another ladder?
First, I don't know if I can even do one of those, but second, no, I would not do that. No, I got a pretty high pain tolerance, but I don't think I'm going to be doing no flips off ladders onto another ladder. No, maybe a ladder onto into the ring. That's a whole different story, but I don't know. It's kind of
not even for the right price.
Now there was a point.
Maybe
there was a point in this match that Seth Rollins on the outside calling for his men to come down to the match. Of course, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, 2 beasts in their own right. They came down and they did a number They did a number on all the other competitors
Cleared
in
them
this
out.
match. But then here comes Jacob Fatu and JC Mateo, Jeff Cobb, and they start getting it into with both of those other two gentlemen that I just said. Wow. 4 monsters going at it amongst a ladder match that they're not even in HD.
You know, it was fun for a minute, but I think it went on too long. But I guess they got the story across that they wanted to tell. It just went a little bit too long for me because during the whole Jacob and Solo incident, I'm sitting here thinking, where's everybody else? What are they doing? where are they? They're just off camera.
Well, Bronson Reed and you know his new friend Braun Breaker took them all out. They took them all out.
They took them all out, but at the same time, during the other courses of the match, they're getting hit by ladders, they're falling off ladders, and they get right up, Sarge.
You got to remember, also, it wasn't too long before that you know, Penta did that move on Andrade.
Sure.
So that took the both of them out pretty for the rest of the match, to be quite honest.
Okay.
You know, LA Knight tried to make a somewhat of a comeback, but he fell short. But the number 2 moment of the night for me happened during this match when, you know, Jacob Fatu helping Solo Sikoa, getting back into the ring with him, having him start climbing that ladder, then grabbing his leg, and instead of his usual, I love you, Solo Sikoa, I hate you, Solo. Wow.
It's time. Jacob's going to go solo.
Do you think it was too soon, though?
No, because I think Triple H is recognizing if he misses the ball on this, because people are behind Jacob right now, if he misses this, Jacob could lose his momentum. Like it's the time now. It was almost too late. He was on the verge of it being too late for this turn. So I think it was time.
Well, he pulled down Solo off that ladder and then took him to the apron, and I mean put him right through a ladder. Whew. Another one.
Yeah. Solo can't catch a break.
No, he really can't. He really can't. So now, what does this do to the bloodline? Because you've got Solo Sikoa, of course, JC Mateo, who got taken out as well during that match. Tama Tonga Tongaloa are out with injuries until I think one of them is supposed to come back either later this month, maybe next month, possibly.
Okay. Yeah.
And then that's Tongaloa, and then Tama Tonga, he's going to be out till probably September-ish, October-ish, something along those lines. Solo Sikoa ain't got no backup.
Let me ask you a question about Solo. Since Roman, we're going to go back a year.
Okay.
Roman lost his title to Cody. Solo took over the bloodline. Everything that's happened to Solo up until right now, do we even care anymore? The guy has really not succeeded in what he wanted to do. I'm losing interest fast in whatever Solo's up to.
So what would you say, what would you want to see out of Solo Sikoa moving forward?
Personally, as a fan, when I'm in a apathy moment like this, keep him off TV for a while. The repetitiveness of wrestling sometimes gets to me. So Jacob turned on Solo. Now we know we're going to get Solo versus Jacob. So, I mean, we see this so much. Maybe Solo disappears for 6 months, and then he comes back and he challenges Jacob. Do we have to do this right now? Maybe Solo cuts a promo on SmackDown. Here, we're going to fantasy book again. Maybe Solo goes on SmackDown. He's like, I am so sick and tired of my family turning on me. Jay turned on me. Roman turned on me. The wise man turned on me. I need to go home. And just go home. You know? Make SmackDown different. We've had the Bloodline on SmackDown for like 8 years.
It sure feels like that sometimes, doesn't it?
You know what I mean? That's my take, but I understand a lot of people do like this that's going on. They like the long term. How do you feel? What do you think?
I kind of feel the same way as you do. It's kind of time to turn the page on it.
Yeah.
But as you said, though, we're going to get Jacob Fatu against Solo Sikoa. And you know, that match may even happen at SummerSlam. And if that's the case, we've still got more the rest of June, all of July. I'm trying to remember exactly when SummerSlam is. I believe it's that first weekend.
Oh, it is in July this year, right?
No. Okay, let me rephrase myself. We've got all of June, all of July, and then like the first weekend of August before SummerSlam is up. You're looking that up right now.
August 2nd.
August, okay.
To August 3rd, 2 nights.
Yeah, 2 nights out of New York City. I think by the time, because there's going to be a lot of build-up for this one. And, you know, I'm a fan of the slow burn. I'm a fan of the long storylines.
How long is too long, though?
That's a really good question. How long is too long? And my ideal time frame for a storyline is usually anywhere between 6 and 9 months or so. In some cases, a full year. Some cases, a full year. But the Bloodline's been going on for, well, since before COVID.
Yeah, when Roman came back and won the blue title.
Mm-hmm. So it's been like 6 or 7 years that we've had this Bloodline story going as a whole.
As a whole.
As a whole.
And it's still going.
Something that Superfan said a few moments ago on the Facebook feed. No such thing as a Mexican destroyer. It's only known as a destroyer. It's only known as a destroyer in your head, and in your head only, Superfan. Go Google it. Go do your research, and then come back, and you will see that the old Sarge is telling you the truth. It was the Mexican destroyer first, before it was any kind of
Some destroyers are Mexican, but not all destroyers are Mexican.
But it originated from Mexico.
You gotta give Superfan a little bit of benefit of the doubt. You know, there's not very much up there. You know what I mean? Besides air and wind.
Ooh, air and wind, he says. When we are up against our second break, our last break here on Uncensored Wrestling Talk, we're going to go ahead and take that and continue on talking about Money in the Bank right after this.
Out and about once again in Troy, Missouri. South Lincoln Drive means Country State of Mind Designs. I'm talking with Lisa today. There's a saying that goes, if your business doesn't have a sign, there's no sign of your business.
That's correct.
So Country State of Mind Designs does so much more than just signs. But that's the main thrust of things, right? You're trying to help the visibility of local businesses to ensure their viability.
We thrive on helping you guys be noticeable and recognizable. We can do anything from light signs, flat signs, vehicle graphics, shirts.
You guys have a lot more to offer than just signs.
We do embroidery here. We also have the newest and latest t-shirt with the direct-to-film printer. We actually print in-house.
You guys have a great website at countrystateofminddesigns.com. And if somebody wants to talk about an upcoming project, Lisa, how do they get a hold of you?
636-775-1117, or they can email us at csmdesigns.troy@gmail.com.
Out and about in Troy, Missouri at Country State of Minds at 139 South Lincoln Drive. Come see Lisa and the whole staff today.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control. Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call Debt Fix Pros right now. Call 800-294-5244. That's 800-294-5244. 800-294-5244.
The Olean Livestock Market is now the Olean Regional Stockyards and under new ownership. The Olean Regional Stockyards will be holding sales every Monday at 12 noon. For consignment and trucking needs, call Hayden Hurst at 573-690-2705 or Dusty Roberts at 417-298-9755. The Olean Regional Stockyards, same location, 56 Highway FF in Eldon. Our new ownership allows us to make improvements to our facility while maintaining familiarity to our customers. We can't wait to serve you. The Olean Regional Stockyards, the best destination for cattle buyers and sellers.
News Radio KYRO weather from the Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions Weather Center, online at MeyerListings.com. Clear sky in Troy. Getting down to 62 overnight tonight. Monday's high will be in the mid-70s. Sky is clear likely. Temperatures in the upper 70s forecast on Tuesday. Currently in Troy it's 72. In Wentzville it's 72 degrees. Perfect homes, commercial real estate or farm ground? Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions, online at MeyerListings.com. I'm Erica Walters.
Uncensored wrestling talk. We've got about 11 and a half minutes left of the show. I am Sarge Phillips. Of course, joining me this morning, he's our resident referee, Mr. 1,
you gotta say it.
2, 3,
Yeet.
H.D. Daniels, and our special guest in studio with us. He is the one and only. He's 1/3 of the hard way from World League Wrestling. He is all day. Aiden Riley.
That is my name, and don't you forget it.
Oh, I'll never forget your name, my friend. The one that really should never forget your name, though, is not here at the moment. And, of course, I'm speaking of superfan Tim Williams, the nematode
Super
Nelly
Toad
himself.
Super Toad.
Now, we were talking about the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. And, of course, after all the ruckus and all the stuff that was going on, Seth Rollins, he got up in there, climbed that ladder, and captured that heavyweight champion, or that contract match in the briefcase. HD, who do you now see? Now that we know that Seth Rollins is Mr. Money in the Bank, who do you see, what type of scenario do you see coming out of this with Seth Rollins?
I see him going after the big gold world title. I think Seth Rollins thinks that's his title. I don't see him getting involved with John Cena right now. He's basically the face of Raw, so that's where the world title is. I think that's what he's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's going to hold on to it for a little while.
You think so?
Seth Rollins is like Edge in the Money in the Bank perspective. He's going to do something crazy with it. He's not just going to run in like everybody else does. He's going to do something wacky with it.
Well, tomorrow night, Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Jey Uso, he takes on and defends that championship. He takes on Gunther in a rematch from WrestleMania. And I tell you what, those two are going to bring it. Just like they did at WrestleMania.
Yep.
And if they both bring it, they're going to be low on the gas by the time that match is over with. And, that's a very good time. It's an excellent time for for Seth Rollins to come down and cash it in, regardless if it's on Jey Uso or if it's on Gunther.
Is it too soon, though?
Is it ever too soon to win a championship, Aiden Riley?
I mean, that's a good point. I'd say this: that we've seen, haven't we seen Money in the Banks where they've cashed in on the same night?
Yeah, it's happened a couple times.
Alexa Bliss did it herself.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan did it.
Yeah, Liv Morgan.
Kane did it.
Kane did it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I'm just thinking in the grand scheme, the way the WWE is now, I just see Seth Rollins holding on to this for a long time, just to keep the Money in the Bank fresh in people's minds. But you never know what could happen. Maybe it's time for Seth to beat Jey and we get a triple threat at SummerSlam or something.
Well, maybe he might keep it for 5-6 months. Yeah. People forget about it. People don't realize. Well, he'll be carrying it, of course.
Yeah, he'll be carrying it.
But people in the back of their minds, they'll forget. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, at any time this man can come out, and then he does, and everybody, it'll.
It gets a reaction every time.
Right.
For sure, 100%. And then we move on to the main event of the night. I was a little surprised that it wasn't either the men's ladder match or the women's ladder match that was the main event. But the main event, nonetheless, was Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso taking on John Cena and Logan Paul. And I tell you what, Jey Uso, from this match, he's not going in tomorrow night's match. He's banged up.
Yep.
He's way banged up. So it might even be... I hate to say it might even be a walk in the park for Gunther tomorrow night.
No yeet on that.
No yeet? I hope no yeet. I definitely hope no
Jay's
yeet.
going to bring it. It'll be a fun match tomorrow.
The tensions between John Cena and Logan Paul really raised their heads during this match, HD.
I don't know what to say about that, because what are we supposed to think? Are we going to get a match between Logan and Cena now, or was that just a disgruntled pairing fighting with each other just for the sake? I don't know what the point of that was.
Yeah.
So that's where I stand on that.
Because I don't see us getting John Cena versus Logan Paul.
So why even tease it at all? Just to show that there's animosity between the two partners? I don't know.
I think it's the egos, or not egos per se, but
their downfall.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, from that match, and of course, Cody Rhodes, picking up the win over John Cena for his team. But the number one moment of the night. The number one moment of the night. The referee, as you found out last night yourself, things happen. A masked man comes into the ring and attacks John Cena.
Was it Moses?
Boy, I tell you what, if it would have been Moses, he's got a portal, my friend, that works like no other, because that's a long stretch of distance to cover in
30 minutes.
Click of a second. But R-Truth. Now I guess we call him, and I think this is the right thing to do.
K-Quick?
Ron
Killings.
Ron Killings. But boy, I tell you what, he came in, he hit John Cena with that belt, got on top of him, laid in a few hard rights, and then got the heck out of Dodge. I'm happy for R-Truth.
You think we were worked? Because nobody on the internet can decide.
No, I don't. I think he was released. I think he was released from the WWE because, it says from the dirt sheet notes that I've got here, I'll tell you real quick. R-Truth's WWE exit was a financial decision by the company. More specifically, his last contract was so high that the level they were using him, they felt it made no sense.
I mean,
and I kind of understand that if you're paying somebody a high exorbitant amount of money, but you're not really using him very much at all, what sense does that make?
So Triple H kind of, you don't know how to interpret this either, but with WWE and what they do, the statement you just read, is that real or is that kayfabe?
Is that leaked? Yeah, is that leaked information?
That's coming from the Wrestling Observer newsletter.
I mean, good for them, but anything that, and it's just so hard to know, and I think it's fun to just kind of speculate. But
I think that he did get released.
Okay.
I think it was somebody on the up and up, but then the uproar from the WWE universe, and we've seen that happen before in the past, where they are not happy about somebody being let go, and that person immediately gets re-signed.
So a reporter directly asked Triple H this exact question last night. Mm-hmm. Did you see that?
No.
And he just, it was literally that. Did Ron get fired? And you decided to bring him back, what happened, or was it all fake? And Triple H just goes, "Are you enjoying yourself?" And the guy was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Good." That was it.
That's a good answer. I mean, that's a good answer.
I think he said it's part of the show. That's what he said.
And real quick, are we finally, is R-Truth or Ron Killings or K-Quick, whatever he's going to be calling himself by, is he going to finally get his due and get his run?
Man, I have been an advocate for him to beat Cena for the title, and I want it to happen.
Well, I'll tell you what, Big E, after I had just came in as they were leaving from Triple H, when they went back to the panel, Big E was calling him Ron Killings, and the former NWA World Heavyweight
He said
Champion.
NWA?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
So, and if we get that Ron Killings from back in the day when he was the NWA champion,
Yeah.
look out.
Just one run.
Just look out, because here...
That's all I want.
Just one run.
I want it for a day.
month,
just
a week.
Yeah.
A week.
Well,
Just-
the question
yeah.
is, would you rather see a run as Ron Killings, or would you have rather have seen the run as R-Truth?
I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't care.
Okay.
Even if you take our mutual hatred for John Cena to the side, and if this was anybody else,
Because John Cena sucks.
I laugh every time. I can't finish it. But even if it was if it was somebody else, Randy Orton, I want R-Truth to have that title for a week or a day, just something,
just to get the recognition he deserves.
Right.
Yeah, but if John Cena turns around and comes back and beats him, now he's number 18.
And you know what? R-Truth still won the title, and he got. I would enjoy it. I want to enjoy wrestling. That would be fun.
Or you
It
give,
would be pretty wild.
or you do like a whole triple threat or whatever. You have Ron Killings win, beat Cena, and then Randy Orton comes, and that makes his 15th.
Randy
Orton? Yeah,
Randy
that would
Orton,
make his 15.
He needs 3 more. He needs 3 more to tie Cena now.
Yeah. From what he has right now, yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
That would be really
Transition
cool.
from Cena to Killings to.
Well, you know what's really been cool? All Day Aiden Riley, you being on the show today. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate you. It's always a blast having you in. You are now tied with Skylar Sparks for the most appearances here on Uncensored Wrestling Talk. So we'll see how that goes.
Always a pleasure.
HD Daniels, thank you for coming in and doing everything that you do
Eat.
for our show. Folks, go join us. Come join us on our Discord channel now. Uncensored Wrestling Talk Show.
Uncensored Wrestling Talk Show.
Very easily
Just
to be found.
Click the links in our comments and on our social medias.
Absolutely. And for HD, for Aiden Riley, even for Superfan Tim that's not here, I'm Sarge Phillips saying thank you so much for watching and listening, and we'll see you next time here on Uncensored Wrestling Talk.
Yeet.
Yeet.
Michael McDowell busts out of the box, so now he's got the clean lead.
The following is a production of the Motor Racing Network.